Hey guys, hi, welcome back once again. My name is Vaishali, and today I'd like to talk about procrastination. So, what exactly do we mean by procrastination? Well, it actually means deferred until tomorrow. And that tomorrow is quite relative in terms of person's personal vocabulary, which means that I'll not be doing it today, but I'll be doing it tomorrow, which is the day after today. Or it can also be an indefinite tomorrow. So why do we at times push things until that relative tomorrow? Probably because there's also another saying which we have heard as we were growing up. जल्दी का काम शैतान का काम. So maybe काल करे सो आज करे सो अब पल में परलय होएगी बहुरी करेगा कब may actually seem like a contradictory idea. May actually even seem like a bad idea. So barring that, what other reasons can be there why people procrastinate? And in order to understand that, in order to have a look at the bigger picture, let's try and look at both the sides of the coin. One reason can be that people are afraid to make wrong decisions or decisions that can have consequences that are not in favor of them. Another reason could be that people have just gotten too comfortable with their own habituated habits and patterns, and therefore they probably avoid making decisions that can bring about certain changes, because changes naturally entail that there will be a certain kind of loss to that familiarity, to that association of ourselves with whatever the other thing or the other person is. Also, since our subconscious prefers to stay in the familiar zone, procrastination actually delays that change. Procrastination actually enables us to remain in the same situation where the patterns and the consequences are known and familiar. Procrastination can also arise when one is not interested in doing the stuff that they have to do, that they should be doing, because a should and a have most of the times doesn't necessarily feel like a choice that one makes for themselves. It does not come out of one's personal desires, but rather is an enforced expectation on us from the others. It also comes from a place wherein we have not learned to establish our personal boundaries and thereby our personal preferences and thereby our personal priorities. And so in a way wherein we have not learned to establish our negotiables and our non-negotiables, wherein we have not learned how and when to say no, we kind of delay the process of decision making because we do not want to disappoint, because we do not want to hurt somebody else, even if it means at times hurting ourselves. Procrastination can also be a resultant of people who strive for perfection, who strive for perfectionism, because for them they cannot execute a task till the result is perfect enough, till there is no flaw in the outcome that they perceive, which in my understanding is kind of close to fossilization. For perfection cannot aspire for growth. Perfection leaves no scope for growth. For why would there be a need for growth, for evolution, if things are absolutely perfect? Which reminds me of a quote by Brené Brown. Perfection is a self-destructive and addictive belief system that fuels this primary thought. If I look perfect and do everything perfectly, I can avoid or minimize the painful feelings of shame, judgment, and blame. In my understanding, procrastination to a certain extent is also a survival response of flight, of not making a decision and thereby delaying the action associated with the decision as well. Now, the other aspect of procrastination can be when it's not put into indefinite tomorrow, is that it gives us the time and the space to assimilate divergent ideas, to ponder over, to think through different ideas, different concepts, to look at the same thing through different lenses, through different perspectives, to think in non-linear ways, and probably to even assimilate the courage within that time frame to then make bigger leaps based on the information that we have assimilated and evaluated. At times, it also gives us an energy boost. It may not be helpful all the time, but when under a lot of pressure, when heading towards the deadline, which kind of seems like a death zone, a dead zone, a deadline, we get a surge of cortisol and adrenaline, which suddenly gives us a lot of energy, which helps us focus better. And maybe to some who are addicted to that cortisol rush, to that adrenaline rush, it kind of acts as a self-boosting mechanism wherein they suddenly feel that people who did the same thing in so many more number of days, I could do it within a few days, within a few hours. And maybe that kind of an addictive rush may not always prove to be helpful in the longer run. So whatever be your reason for procrastination, for your delayed decision making and an action towards them, be it trying to live up to somebody's expectations that are not yours, which kind of diminishes your interest and your pursuit towards the same, be it the fear of decision making, be it perfectionism, be it the addictive rush of cortisol, be it not being able to establish your boundaries, wherein then you can prioritize your things in a cohesive manner, be it the fear of disappointing others and probably thereby also feeling disappointed within yourselves by disappointing somebody else, be it any other reason. And unless we become aware of the reasons we procrastinate and the relative time span associated with it, whether it's 2 days, 5 days, a week, or whether it's indefinite, decision making can be a very, very difficult task. And thereby being accountable towards our own decisions can seem insurmountable. So let's try and get a bird's eye view of procrastination. Let's try to get the bigger picture. Let's try to see both the sides of the coin of procrastination. Let's try and even observe how often we do that. Is it something that we do once in a while, or is that a habituated pattern? And then look at its purpose that it serves us. Because unless we do that, we'll never understand our own driving mechanisms. Let's try and reflect on that a little bit, and I will see you once again the next week. Till then, stay tuned in. And guys, if you do like the contents of my videos, please do like, share, and subscribe.